All right, hello to everybody out there. I'm just going to say it like this. I know it's been a minute since I've done tarot readings, but I don't think that I'm in the world of the living. Because I'm going to say this whenever I see cars passing by, I feel frequency. And I'm going to go ahead and explain to you. All right, there was a film that came out in the 1980s called Jacob's Ladder. And in it, it has entities that will seem like they're still at the same time, excuse me, but will be rotating their heads, very similar to what you see in Silent Hill, the video game, or Resident Evil. And that's oftentimes indicative of troubled spirits, like I've been told is the case with myself. From what I understand, I'm being held in the realm of Santa Muerte. And when people have seen me, I look like this. Astral plane. And when I ask my third eye, please pray for me because I have entities just like what I had, just a couple of minutes ago. I had Baron Samedi, his actual self. It's a long story short, but there's a major conspiracy going on with that. Reach out to me and try to grab my inner entity attachments, innate entity attachments that I've had since birth. And, I'm just going to say that was very evil, vile move by him. I'm going to go ahead and say for the record that the people who put this curse on me, it's this woman here. I saw in the astral plane, I was able to get my shit back from her, and it's been like a major shitstorm ever since. And it's a couple of other people. It's funny that I think about it because there were psychics back in the day on YouTube who would also talk about their issues and troubles with other, psychic attacks from other, evil motherfuckers that like to cover your shit. I'm not going to even call them spiritualists, especially if you got to use roach attachments to steal people's shit. But anyways, these people who want to cover my shit, to make a long story short, I'm still trying to get what the official story on it is. A while back, because of, I don't know if it was coming from Baron Samedi itself, but there were a group of people who were involved in putting this curse on me. It's a curse that attacks and removes and moves around your consciousness, steals it, allows people to be able to astral body harvest off of you, which is 10 times worse than energy harvesting. And I feel something stealing my inner body right now as I talk. And one of the people, he was a black guy who, from what I understand, is related to Sidney Bartholomew, who's a family friend of ours, voiced him. Your entity attachments, like, for instance, if you worship Baron Samedi, if you worship God and all of that, they're voiced by different people, usually your ancestors. But in this case, it was, as I'm finding out, a whole lot of fucking people in Malibu, headed by that white woman. And from what I understand, it was a wet bat, who put that shit on me, working with her. She drives a Range Rover with a guy by the name of, They go by Barbara and David Rayner, but it's really Cuevas or some shit like that. I'm trying to get everything straight, but I keep getting a Benavidez. Anyways, with that being said, from what I'm understanding, all right, these people who put this on me, one of the guys, unfortunately, he was half wetback or half black, maybe Creole, half wetback and Creole. He was part of this group, to astral body harvest off of me, which is going strong already. From what I understand, I believe it, I died, 4 weeks ago. Going back to that Britannica on Broadway out here, but that's a long story. But anyways, with that being said, without investigating further, I should have contacted the real Baron Samedi in the spirit world. And I'm going to also preface this by saying that I actually encountered one of the versions of Baron Samedi in the Roach realm. Very, very nice man who was trying to get me back my shit and all of that. Very, very nice man. But anyways, to make a long story short, I put his real name on blast along with his highest self, quote unquote. With that being said, it brought about ramifications. I've taken a lot of the shit down about him that, I hate to say it, destroyed him and could destroy voodoo. With that being said, because of the situation that I'm in, I'm near fucking dead. I'm facing, fucking wetback higher self. I got the picture of one of the people who work with her, highest self, who sacrificed me using a tulpa from another wetback by the name of Mikey Anderson, Hernandez, is trying to sacrifice me or keep me stuck in the realm of Santa Workday, from what I'm understanding. With that being said, I'm just going to say it like this. Now I feel something moving something right now. Hold on. Yeah, I'm not going to let shit bully me or stop me from my flow. With that being said, I felt something fuck up the overall consciousness of the realm I'm being held in. All last night, this shit, through Baron Samedi, it's a long story, was fucking with my spirit guys. Anyways, with that being said, he came back. And he came back in the way to help, but also to punish. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it like this. I'm part of his bloodline. And from what I heard, anybody who's part of his bloodline, they go through untimely deaths and all of that. I'm supposed to die at the age of 86. It's not my time. With that being said, he made a deal. Okay, so from what I'm understanding, to get his ancestral money and all of that back, me and my spirit guide, I only have one spirit guide to work with. I'm just going to say it's a complicated, long story, but when we have higher selves, usually it's comprised of ancestors. Especially if you have a child or baby-like or teen consciousness, it's comprised of ancestors. And in my case, it's comprised of people who wanted to curse me in Malibu, leading with that white woman I showed you. So with that being said, we brought a lot of his shit back, his ancestral money as well as ours, woo. But still, he wanted to be petty and he wants revenge. So I'm hearing in the spirit world that his intentions are, at one point, I'm not going to lie. Like I said, I keep everything straight. He started, because he notices that these fucking people, especially them wetbacks with Santa Muerte, target that child consciousness. And so he started taking measures to protect it. But he's, from what I'm getting, let me try to get my thoughts together. There's some evil people who, from what I understand, I'm trying to get the story straight, who want to covet his and my spiritual powers, as well as the rest of us, black folks. A lot of us, as we've probably been taught, a lot of our ancestors are in voodoo. That's ancestral. So they attack voodoo, they attack us. So it's a bunch of wetbacks and a bunch of crackers who put this curse on me, who are trying to steal our spiritual powers. From what I'm understanding, they're telling me that I have to say his real name, which I refuse to, his real name. In order to get him, they've been sending entity attachments of him to fuck with me to get my shit back. As well as for him to get his shit back. Let me preface this by saying for him to get his shit back. And I'm not doing it because I'm no fucking fool. They're setting up a road where I lose a lot. I lose my bloodline connection, my bloodline. They can energy harvest, astral body harvest. It's like giving a person the key to yourself, which is something you don't want to do. So with that being said, from what I'm understanding, either he's being held in the nicer part of their so-called hell realm. From what I'm understanding, he's being held in the consciousness of Barbara and David Rayner. And he's being placed there and told he has to attack me to get his shit, his ancestral money and all of that, as well as revenge. And he's going with them because seemingly they're a lot more powerful. But, I'm going to try to help the brother. I'll help him out as much as I can. And that's pretty much the skinny, the story that I got on it. It kind of reminds me of the story of, I actually ran across it today. Say it like this, it reminds me a lot of the story of Isaiah Bass, who was a young man who found out that the people of Balenciaga, who's involved in all that Pizzagate shit, I kind of like their style, I'm not going to lie, because it's all weird and shit and thrown off. It kind of reminds me of how I was told in the spirit world last night that they actually gave him a lot to drink when they invited him out, Balenciaga, that is, what the fuck the name is, and killed him and chopped up his body, and in fact actually did turn it into a mannequin, which you can see here. Or when you die, you get placed into the consciousness of either yourself or your ancestors. And I've been getting distance from my own shit ever since. With that being said, he got placed into the consciousness of, from what I understand, initially, David Rayner, or it's Ocala. I believe their real name is Ocala or something, or it could be Applewhite, Ethan Ocala. I'm trying to think of what his name is. He's supposed to be half wetback and half white. And then transferred onto me, and they're considering me to be a slave because, they've turned, I'm not going to lie. after fucking up my consciousness, they've turned me into, from what I understand, in the astral plane, a machine or an entity attachment, in which they've used my own consciousness, my spirit guides and so forth and so on, especially a very good one that's been working with me, a cherub-faced one, to into an entity attachment. You know, in some cases acting as a sacrifice angel, which you can see right here. Go and pilfer and steal from other people. Anyways, the situation with me is very, very nuanced, and there's a lot going on. But anyways, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and say, for the record, that when I see people passing by in cars, it reminds me of Jacob's Ladder, the film that came out in 1991. Usually when you see people who look like they're standing still, but at the same time their head is moving, it's because they're caught in the hell realm. When your head is moving spastically like that, it's because you're trying to find your way out of the hell realm and you don't know what to do. And at times where I've been able to come back, you know, into my own being, things have gotten a lot better. I look a lot better in the astral realm. You know, speaking on Baron Samedi, it kind of reminds me of, remember how in my videos I mentioned how going back to the timeline where I got soul swapped on August 22nd, 2022. Well, anyways, and how the person who took over my body, it's a girl from Destrehan, Louisiana. For some strange reason, she's heavily protected. I don't get it. But anyways, the thing that I'm being told is she sacrificed me because I'm supposed to be an incarnated God. The incarnated God I'm supposed to be the incarnation of. The next one coming up is Hecate. But they keep giving, I mean, I'm not going to fucking lie. They dispatched an entity attachment of Baron Samedi last night to damn near steal my fucking soul, my soul consciousness, everything down to the fucking bone. It was fucking scary. I barely had any soul consciousness when I woke up. And, you know, it's a constant, like, battle, a spiritual battle, going back and forth, trying to claim and covet my shit, back and forth with these evil-ass motherfucking things and with these evil-ass people that's controlling my entity attachments and wetbacks I was naming, and that crack I showed you, really a kike, or what they call a Jew out there who tried to pay me, I think, $30 to leave, and I'll show you the video of that. It's about your consciousness, and many of them fucking, them bicyclist people that be passing by, they got a dead consciousness about them. I hate them. I don't like their energy at all. It's a deadness in their consciousness. It's just dead. They fucking organic portals to the fucking crisscross highest height of organic fucking portals.
Hello?
Yeah, who is this?
Hi. The other day there was a beautiful young girl who asked me if I needed help. I think it's you.
You don't have to.
But I want to help you. Do you know why? Because you got to get out of town. It's really bad here. I have intel on it. And you got to leave California or get out of town.
Well, I think that you need to get the fuck up out of my face, and you need to take your motherfucking white ass and go somewhere.
You don't want me to help you too?
I don't want your shit, because you probably got that shit cursed. I'm looking at all your shit. You probably a witch. Take your ass and go.
No, I left all of them. That's why they want to harm me. I left all of the bad people. I left my husband.
No, I heard you in your thing talking about you gotta go.
All the money. I left everything. And I thought to myself,
I ain't buying her bullshit. She was telling me that she married to some old powerful ass motherfucker. She used to have like a Jeep. I don't know what to think. Let me throw these cards. I'm about to throw these cards. She was telling me you need to leave. And I heard that motherfucking bitch parked right behind me the other day talking about you need to go. Go, leave. But in more of like a I don't like you sort of way. I pick up on that shit. I'm not stupid. People think you stupid. So she was trying to tell me, I hear the intel around here and they're going to start trying to do something to you and they're going to try to come at you and after you. I'm like, motherfucker, look. You can talk all that shit. But there's a reason why, despite all the impounds, despite all the shit that goes on. I see, I'm totally... But I'm going to turn this off in a couple of minutes before it starts to bust. But I saw smoke for a quick second. And I don't see anything. It's a lot of work, but I like working on cars, so... Yeah, we need to work on that motherfucker because the engine light's still coming on. I figured. I just don't understand why it's not smoking. Not that I would want it to. But yeah. Oh, it stinks. It smells like booty. Pig booty. Alright, in a weird turn of fucking events, the lady in that Jeep who stopped from a distance was a woman. Ooh, it stinks in there. I know that there's something fucked up about that head gasket. It was a woman. It's funny how, now that thing stinks. The smell coming from out of it. Smells toxic as a motherfucker. I smelled that when I first got this motherfucker, but I'll fix it. I'm working early tomorrow. That was a woman. See, because I've been healing and realigning my energy body and getting off like toxic entity attachments and breaking off things with toxic people who inadvertently be toxic. You know, it's drawing the right stuff to me. I mean, should I ever be it's crazy. I'm drawing women now walking around because I was a topless rights advocate at the time. But anyways, from what I'm understanding, you know, again, it's a long story. Some bitch at a Santa Muerte Botanica shop up there on Broadway. I may show you her associate's picture. She made a deal to energy harvest off of me and try to get me and Baron Samity's ancestral money and turn me into the next Santa Muerte. And that's, you know, first off, Santa Muerte is a tulpa. She's an energy vampire. She's a wetback creation that comes from the oversoul consciousness of wetbacks in the astral plane. She was never like a Baron Samedi or an Oshun. She was never a person that actually existed. She was never like an Elegua. You know, even that Mel Verde shit is like a fucking $2 fucking ripoff of Baron Samedi. With that being said, she has to attach to your higher self to have any power. You know, so I was told, like, the only reason why they would take me at that tarot reading shop is because of the he cake thing. They wanted to steal my blessings and they wanted to steal that. But their lower selves, from what I understand, would have given me my blessings and all that shit back, because I'm just going to say it right now, that wetbacks are fucking racist. This is why I wear this. This is why I wear that. I don't like them. I don't deal with them. I don't, you know, like I said before, you look up their gods in the astral plane, their creator gods, they all come from a dark place. They're all evil spirits that come from Benares. And I'm going to say something as well. When a black person proselytizes the truth about them, they respect you a lot more. I remember when I was in jail and they had a wetback that was sexually harassing me, so I called him a wetback. All of a sudden, a young lady, a black lady, gets up and she shouts, I'm in a cell that's further from where she's at, sight unseen. She starts shouting, you can't say that to them people, woo, woo. And now, mind you, I sound white. All of a sudden, the wetbacks in the cell start attacking her, calling her a nigger for defending them. That's how much they worship white people, and it's because they create a god. One of them, a reptilian by the name of Quetzalcoatl, would shapeshift into a white man. So they worship white people to this day. Look at how they accepted the Spaniards when they first came. They thought that they were their gods coming back. With that being said, them wetbacks They saw the Hecate thing and they thought to themselves, I'm just going to energy harvest off of this nigger. Little do they realize, I don't even respect their culture. I look down upon them. I see them as, I'm just going to be fucking blunt, inferior. I see them as inferior. That Santa work they shit, 451 hertz, 452 hertz. Fuck it, all you need is black tourmaline to run her up the street. No God should be that simple to get rid of. Even the thought form. You can't do that with Baron Samedi, even if he's taking all the shit off of you, and I know that from experience. You can't do that with Elegua. You can't do that with Oshun, especially. But you can do that, or Hecate. But you can do that with her, because she never existed. And I'll say this right now, they don't create the gods don't like theirs. So with that being said, or they look down on them. Anyways, with that being said, I know that I'm stuck in the hell realm. I'm not in the higher 3D. And I've been trying to break out. I've been getting manipulated in the astral plane every single day. I get astral body harvested usually in the wee hours at the night where I get shit taken. You know, I had my soul consciousness removed and all of that. My soul removed at one fucking point and given to, you know, it's something about the fucking wetback who put this shit on me, or the white bitch who put this shit on me, and she made some, supposedly from what I understand, it's actually a wetback. I believe it's one of these two people. Attack them in the astral plane, it fits. They made some deal, like, from what I understand, it's 7 to a room in a mansion in Malibu. And they find people with great blessings and great spiritual powers. And because I had no fucking protection, you know, again, I was a sacrifice under Baron Samedi. I had no spiritual protection. And all my poor higher selves, you know, with the exception of, to some degree, my higher self, really weren't trying to cape for me as much. I don't have spiritual protection. And so it allowed these motherfuckers to be able to come into my consciousness, still take what they can and run off. You know, I mean, my consciousness is frayed as it is. And whenever I try to explain to my spirit team that you can't have my consciousness wide open like this, and I kind of had to create a tulpa myself to be able to combat this. They look at me agape like, you're supposed to train, you have no intrusive thoughts whatsoever. You're supposed to train your mind to be just totally fucking, you know, you're supposed to have a subconscious that's supposed to run chaotically in the back of your head. It's kind of like how even when you're not using the computer, it still runs. And that's how consciousness works. And they're failing to register that. Like most spirit guides, even when I was under as a sacrifice, Baron Samedi, he would lock me out of my head at least while doing the work to put me back together. He actually did that when he came back to put me back together. But, you know, from what it appeared to me, he was giving that child consciousness off to my enemies, and I didn't like that. You know, I understand you want revenge, but please understand where I was coming from. You were still in my consciousness, or at least your entity attachment was. And I'm not going to lie, him and his higher self at one point offered to change it out, that entity attachment of him. So with that being said, you know, I'm kicking myself in the ass for hating a brother. And I should have just came to him straight up. You know, these spirits they're people. They're just people on the other side with feelings and emotions and their own thoughts. And you have to respect that. And I should have came respectfully. And, you know, just not jump the fucking gun. I was so pissed off. You know, I kept hearing it's Baron Samedi, Baron Samedi. And, you know, I talked about it at the beginning of Astroworld, how I felt that it was him. And so with that being said, what the motherfucker's talking about? There's something about MAGA had Santa birthday. So with that being said, Yeah, that don't look right. Something don't look right. But anyways, with that being said, so with that being, like I said, I don't think that I'm in the correct realm. He's drinking from his beer. I would be very careful of that because whenever you drink, I don't deal with your kind, man. You can keep it moving. And watch that, man. That's a ritual, my brother. I do tarot cards for a living. I'm very spiritual. They're trying to take your melanated energy. Trust me when I say that. Those motherfuckers are major energy vampires. That's another thing I've seen in the astral realm with them wetbacks. So with that being said, I don't deal with them. I remember one time when they came to help, they were calling me all sorts of she-boons and shit, but they get upset with you when you call them out for what they are, so I just keep away from them. I don't like them. I don't deal with them. So anyways, with that being said, I've been stuck. I noticed that the Santa word they follow has been passing by smirking and smiling, and from what I understand, it's oftentimes indicative of them knowing you got sacrifice. I got like a Quetzalcoatl, and I'm doing an article about it, quite possibly being your consciousness as well as her. And like I said, I don't respect her. All you have to do is just pull fucking black tourmaline on her ass. And I'll be honest with you, with her own fucking people, that's all you have to do to her. And by the way, she keeps darker Mexicans in hell realms. How you doing? I'm gonna say that right now. That's why I don't deal with them people. I don't want anything to do with them. Get the fuck away from me. A lot of them beaners, they see a black woman, they oftentimes assume prostitute on sight. So with that being said, I notice he keeps looking over here. And so with that being said, I know I'm not in the realm of the living, but I'm going to go. Motherfucker sipping his beer and he's giving it to that brother like sharing a cup. So I told black man walk over there just now. I was told spiritually. I actually heard spiritually, and I saw through my third eye just now. My third eye isn't as proficient as it is because, mind you, the energy harvesting is because he wants to leech off of that brother's energy and give it and give the guy a heart attack. So pray for that brother when you see him. Make sure that he's in your prayers. I got leech off of energy. Those are some very odious motherfuckers. That's why I steer clear of them. And I'll say this. I'll never forget a story that I was told, and I believe it's true. I know it to be true because I saw it through my third eye. Wish he was working as well as he used to. Of a young white man, looked like a surfer. I actually saw, a couple of young white guys pass by the other day who were very reminiscent of people I would see in Malibu. With that being said, these guys... Okay, with that being said, heard that motherfucker say niggas. Alright, so with that being said, I'm just trying to get my thoughts together. They had a young white man in New York who was dating a wetback back in the 70s or 80s. Very good looking guy, blonde hair, blue eyes, surfer type. Her brothers, uncles, and all of them, cousins, got jealous of the guy. Kidnapped him, made him eat dog shit, beat him up, tore a hole into his ass simply because he no longer wanted to be with the wetback, or something to that effect. It was, I think they falsely accused him of beating her up or something, but it was false. With that being said, no, I don't think it. I think it was just leaving her or something. But anyways, they raped the guy anally, using fucking knives and forks. Those are some sadistic motherfuckers. You look up what the Aztecs did back in the day with their reptilian creators. Modern day picture of the modern day wetback and why they do those cartel beheadings that are so sadistic and just evil and just cruel from out of nowhere. I want nothing to do with that culture. I don't fuck with them people. I don't deal with those people. You know, I see their group consciousness, their group soul for what it is, and it's dark and very racist towards blacks. So anyways, I'm gonna start doing my cards. Hold on. This right now, I remember in the astral plane yesterday, I got to do something to protect my energy, literally, and put everything back into place. They had a wetback. This is why I don't trust them people, in part. They're really large on taking your energy. And they love feeding off of whites, in part, because, look, I'm going to say something right now. Y'all vibrate at a frequency of 46,000 hertz frequency. Theirs is 4,200, which is the same as the sacral chakra. It's the root chakra. It's very low vibrational. That's why they're obsessed with sex and drinking and all of that. But with that being said, they are big on, how do I say this, leeching off of, okay, I was sitting over here and I was getting spiritual work done on myself. I was doing some work. Next thing I know, another thing I want to mention too is I know that something happened, you know, not in the world of the living. Because I see people passing by in cars at times asleep, and they'll be literally asleep at the wheel, so that's another indicator. But anyways, with that being said, they had one posted over here, a prostitute. And so I felt her hand touch something. And I could feel her trying to steal timelines and all of that. You know, around my astral body. And she was making it seem like she was trying to help, but she wasn't. So be very careful of them people. So anyways, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and use my third eye to see exactly what's going to happen for the collective, what's going to happen for folks today. Today's date is June Slave. So with that being said, that guy kind of looks like Barry Sanders right there. That hurt for me to do them videos where I dropped this shit, man. That hurt. That, you have no idea how much that shit fucking hurt me. So with that said, let's see, that is a wet bug, bitch. I see passing through I see passing through kind of like a hell rim. And I see a bunch of people who I'm getting a sense want you to make a deal with them or something that they're under, and you saying, fuck no, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I gotta do something to protect my etheric body because it's all out of whack. So basically, from what I'm seeing, I need more spiritual protection. I'm not gonna fucking lie. If your insides break down, man, then the whole machine breaks down. And that's what happens when you don't have a real good put together spirit team. When you don't have shit like I do. I have ancestors, but they keep getting thrown to and fro due to this curse. I see you landing into sort of like a safe house, a safe haven, a place of help. You know, I see you going into a place which you're very familiar. I want to say a familiar home, like familiar territory. I see a lot, look, I'm going to say something right now. I see a lot of fucking delusion, or shall I say, a lot of false blocking. False promises that aren't kept. That's really the outcome. There's something that's blocking your way, that's obstructing your path, and making it hard for you to get to where you need to be. So with that being said, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and throw the cards. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and use my third eye to try to see what's going to happen for us today. You know, mind you, it's not working because I've been heavily astral body harvested. But one thing about me is I'm a fighter, and I don't let shit keep me down. And I got to stop listening to what some of these entities be saying. That's how you get stuck in hell realms and all of that, and you know, unless it's ancestors or spirit guides. All right, I see a marriage between two people getting together. And a very powerful spirit over them officiating. I feel something just right behind me. They're using the top of my spirit guide. But a very powerful spirit officiating it. Like a spirit guide. I'm feeling like an archangel. And I see a timeline where I see someone climbing up through adversity. and climbing all the way up and getting over a hill. But I'm having a feeling it's going to go downhill very fucking soon. So I'm seeing multiple paths. I'm seeing one where it could go downhill. It's hellish and it's rocky, but it's going to be the truth. I'm seeing another one where you kind of have to sell who you are, and it keeps moving, like rotating. Like it's like a promise. It's like a promise, something promising, but it's not really offered. It's something like not a figment of your imagination, but I'm trying to understand the words. It's like a fleeting promise is the best accurate description. Then I see one where it's hell. I see one that's hell. I see one that's straight laced, but I see one that's hell, and I see it going through troubled water. Like it's very ambiguous, but it's meant to help you and designed to help you come into your self-power and into self-awareness. You know, I'm going to say something right now, man. I miss doing tarot cards. I really do. This brings back so much joy to me to help people find out what's going on with them in their daily lives. And, you know, pardon me because of this curse, because I'm so heavily astral body harvested by this evil shit, man. And evil ass people. I look like shit. My eyes are sunken in, just like Usher's was, as I discussed in that article. Not because I do any drugs or alcohol, but because just evil. Evil shit. Evil shit eating me up, literally, and tearing at me and just taking my shit and giving it to other people without my consent. Like I don't, like it's not even mine to give away. And that's the most fucked up thing, like a slave. And I keep hearing the wetbacks in the spirit world put this shit on me. Hey, how you doing, miss? So, you know, I do them out in the streets sometimes because it just, with this shit that I got on me, man, it's way too heavy. I just feel a lot more comfortable breathing the fresh air. And, you know, sometimes you see me do it inside. It depends on my preference, how I'm feeling, and what mood I'm in. So anyways, with that being said, it's been so long and my consciousness, bear with me. It's so fucked up, it's not even funny. We got the food. And I feel like you're coming across, I'm not going to say a new beginning, but an echelon, a place where you've been before. And you're feeling incredibly fucking optimistic. You know, I'm feeling like you feel like you have the whole world at your grace. You feel like you have a lot of support. And you're feeling a lot of good vibes. You feel like you're awakening to something. It's like a roundabout. You're coming back around to where you used to be. And, you know, it's kind of like somebody who's been doing new things and they figure that it's not really working. So let me go back to the old tried and true. That's what you're dealing with. So we got the food. Now over here, this is your, hold on a second. Let me remember how to. With the exception on the PCH, I haven't done cards since this curse first started, you know, but I should have made a continuation of doing this shit regardless. So anyways, in the beginning, we got the food. Now for, the most likely, so for the challenge, we got the Five of Cups, which we all know represents loss. I feel that just like where I've been, honestly, you're at a stalemate. And you have plenty of options, but they all can go south. That's the problem. And I'm getting a sense of someone in a bitter domestic violence situation who could be possibly near death. You know, you got to focus on that, worry about that. So anyways, at the end, we got the Five of Wands. And that represents reward to me. I'm getting that energy. Reward, but you're going to have to fight for what you're going for what you're going after. I feel like it's a very heavy battle, and it's an extremely heavy fight. And it's nothing to make light about. So with that being said, right here we got, this is where I've been, not even just financially, but spiritually, every fucking thing, at the bottom of the barrel. As the possible outcome, we got the Five of Pentacles. The currency. Hold on a second. That being said, this is, I don't want to say your current situation, but the advice. Five of Pentacles. And I'm feeling like, you know, sometimes you got to let something else lead when you know that something else is overpowering. You can't do it alone, and you can't do it on your own. So you need help. You need a betterment, like everybody. You know, like the old saying goes, no person is an island unto themselves. Everybody needs help. We all need help. Now right here, we got the Four of Cups. And I feel that with the Four of Cups, it also kind of represents a stalemate. You're stuck, you're stymied. And you're caught up in like a mental goo sort of, where you're wondering, what should I do? How do I break free of that? How do I get out of this situation? You take 10 steps back and you get knocked 5 steps going forward. So right here, hold on a second, let me see. Fears in your hopes card is one of my favorites. I should have remembered. We got the Six of Wands. And I feel that that's what you're hoping for, but I feel like there's a false promise that's going to come from out of it. It's going to be an illusion. It's not going to be the truth. So keep digging. Keep looking for the truth. I keep smelling like burning automobile. So with that being said, and I really enjoyed doing cards. Hold on. So anyways, with that being said, for the outcome, we got the Queen of Pentacles. And I feel like it's going to be a sugar mama. And that's going to be your outcome. It's going to be your sugar mama, somebody that's extremely loyal to you, that's going to come out and help you and rescue you. And look out for you. And is going to take care of you and make sure that you get to where you need to be. It's going to be somebody in a likely source and in a likely resource that you don't see, you know, coming up. Hold on. All right, so anyways, it's going to be somebody that's going to establish things and help you get to a place where it's going to be somebody that's going to help you get to a place where it's going to lead ultimately to a victory. But you just have to trust. So with that being said, if you want a more accurate tarot card reading, you can contact me at ravenbytarot22@yahoo.com. To all of you out there, take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful day.